What's up, YouTube? Um, you know, I've been thinking a lot lately, and I have to make this video because, number one, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Number one, guys, let's start off with prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Dear Heavenly Father, I say to you, thank you for letting me talk to my fans, and let this message speak to them in a way that I hope it touches their hearts. In your holy name, I say amen. So, I don't know how many of you guys are men that watch my channel, or women, but this message is primarily for anybody out there who's alone. Not that I'm talking to the people who are alone, whether it's men, whether it's women, but this is specifically directed towards men. Guys, being alone is so hard, and I'm going to explain why. Being alone is extremely difficult for men and women. And, I think with men, we're taught, right, that, being in a relationship is going to make you happy. Being in a relationship's great. I have a lot of my friends that are in a relationship. They're very happy. But they're also very lustful. So I was in a relationship for about a month. It was good, but it was not the guy I was before. Let me elaborate on that. So I believe that being alone builds the mind. I've been alone for 21 years, guys. 21, I've never had a relationship except that one girl that was with me for a month, which I wouldn't even count it. Besides that, I've never had a relationship. I'm still a virgin. I've had, whatever, I've done other stuff, but I'm still a virgin. And I haven't had sex. And let me speak why. A lot of you guys may look at me like, man, dude, you're 21, bro. Like, I'm going to say this. I struggled for the longest time with pornography addiction and masturbation for a long time. And it was really difficult, guys, quitting. Cold turkey. That's how I did it. Boom. Just one and done. But I didn't do it by myself. Okay. I'm getting very emotional because this is something that really ruined my life and was holding me back. And that was something that I needed to be great, right? I needed to eliminate that to be great, to be successful, to be this guy. Because that was the only thing that was holding me back. And I remember one day I prayed to God. And I told him, like, God, I can't do this by myself. I can't quit by myself. And I told him, my Father, I pray, take this lust away from me, rebuke it all at once, and let it be gone. And just like that, guys, it was gone. So every moment I was by myself, I didn't look at porn, I didn't touch myself. I was still getting like morning wood and stuff, but I wasn't engaging on it. Number one. Number two, when I got into that relationship, I fell back into temptation. This was different though, because it wasn't, me like wanting to do it. It was me being like, oh, I have a partner who I need to. We didn't have sex, we did other stuff, but still. Besides the point, I fell back into lust. In that month that I was with her, I fell back into lust. And, and right there and then, I knew that God helped me But this was different. I was with somebody. I wanted to please somebody, right? And I felt horrible. Now, she ended up leaving me for other reasons, she didn't have time, whatever it may be. So, and she was Christian, so she felt like I was dragging her away from God, which I feel like, I believe your faith is your own. And I believe if you can't control yourself, you know, again, I feel like we both had trouble. I'm not gonna say I was perfect. Yeah, everybody's a sinner. Doesn't matter how pure you think you are. So now, after being alone for another, after her leaving me, I feel like, guys, I'm at peace when I'm alone. I don't masturbate. I don't drink. Well, I don't drink anyway, but drink. I don't smoke anyway, but still, I don't masturbate, and that was something that really I don't fall into that lustfulness, right? I have a lot of friends who are in a relationship that are lustful, have sex before marriage. I'm Catholic, as you guys know. So I feel like, but let me talk about why is it important for men to be alone? Why? Why is it, I was doing a lot of research and understanding, guys, a lot of men kill themselves. A lot of men try to kill themselves because it's hard, being alone, being that lone wolf in life, right? When things go to shit, right? When stuff happens, and you feel sad and down, nobody's there to cuddle you. Nobody's there to pat you on the back and say it's okay because you're your own man. So for me, I lost my job. My girlfriend left me. So it was just a lot of stuff in my life in that moment that was really hard. My family was doubting me. My family called me a loser, and I cried a couple weeks ago. So I cried because I was like, man, everything's against me right now. And it's hard, guys, sometimes. And I know a lot of you guys be like, man, dude, like, you're a man. I know. I know. Sometimes it's rough, and sometimes I feel like, I'm going to say this, Jesus was the greatest man in this world, and he cried, okay? So if you guys need to cry, go ahead and cry, all right? I feel like crying is great. Holding your emotions, guys, sometimes is a little hard. So I feel like, if you guys are having trouble, you guys like, man, like, my life sucks, or like, man, I'm in a dark place right now. Like, I'm always in a dark place, right? Always. And I've never felt happiness, guys. I'm going to say this to this day. I've never, even when I smile in photos, I've never felt happiness. The only time I'm happy is when I'm in the gym. That's it. And, I feel like a lot of people, right, go into relationships because it's they seek validation from other people. Right. And that's something that you should never do. You should never search for relationships to find validation for yourself. And I've learned this the hard way because I tried that and it did not work out. So then what I did, I spent a lot of time alone. And once I found, guys, peace and happiness with being alone, I was like, man, I'm chilling. Like, I'm good. I don't need anybody to make me happy, right? But even still, like, I'm not happy. I'm at peace, I would say. I'm never really happy because, like I said, I've been through a lot in my life, bullying and stuff and disability and, almost dying 3 times with this metabolic disease. So, again, I feel like I'm never really going to be happy because just my past, haunts me to this day still. And, sometimes I get like that hit from my past, like, whoa. And it's like, it just gave me that breakdown. But I feel like, my family has turned on me sometimes too. They think, I'm very crazy. I'm very, there's a lot of stuff, like I said, going on in my life right now. So, and I believe that as men and women as well, but I believe this. I believe if you guys are alone and you guys are struggling, all right, understand this. This is a quote I live by every single day. A sword is not made by treating it nice, right? You grab a piece of metal and you hammer it, you throw it into the fire and you hammer it for hours and days and weeks until it's the best sword in the world, right? When a blacksmith is finished with his swords, he quenches it in the whatever it is, the oil or the water, I don't remember, but in the water, and the sword is complete. And then he finishes, right, any imperfections, he sharpens it, and then it's ready. So when you guys are alone, it's hard, because it's hard for me too, knowing I walk back home. I mean, I still live with my parents for now. I'm gonna move out soon. But you walk home, you don't really call anybody, right? Right. Your mom's at work or your dad's at work. You don't have a sibling, right? Say even that, right? Or I have a sister, but I don't really like. And I feel like the hardest part, guys, is nobody understands how hard it is being alone. It's really hard, right? A lot of people think it's not. It's not, and it's sometimes harder being alone than it is being in an actual relationship. People go to relationships for validation, or they go to relationships for the sex, or sometimes, very rarely though, they go for relationships for actual relationship. I don't think I'm gonna stop. I feel like, guys, just be alone. Be alone for a long time. I always tell God this every time I pray. I know this is a gym channel, but I feel like this is really important. This is an important message that I have to address. Because there's a lot of men out there that feel alone. And I need to talk to these guys. And I need to tell you guys that being alone sucks, but it's great. Because it creates an environment that when you're alone, it's just you. When you're in that bed at night and it's cold outside and you're underneath your bed and it's just you and your thoughts, in that moment right there, it's you and your own mind. There's nobody there, nobody to talk to you, nobody to comfort you, nobody to cook you food, nobody to bring you a glass of water, nobody paying your bills, right? And these are analogies I'm just giving you guys because I feel like the most important thing that you guys need to get from this video: struggling is great. A lot of you guys see me train like a psychopath in the gym. It's because the weights, guys, this is why I'm so passionate about the gym. And it's something I advocate and I praise and I say it to everybody. The gym, for me, has given me something that nothing else in this world ever gave me. I believe this. God put me in that gym. This is all God, by the way. This is all Him. There's nobody else. God threw me in that gym. I was very distant from my faith for a long time. Then when I found God, and I always used to go to church, but it was a period in my life where I just stopped going. I was falling into lust. And like I said, when I asked God to help me, and He actually ended up helping me, which I knew He was gonna help me. And I got so close to Him, guys, and things have just been going great. What does this mean? A lot of you guys be like, man, what do you mean, dude? Like, aren't you saying you're never happy? Yes, I am never happy. But the reason that, guys, is because I understood something. I understood something that it was really hard for me to understand. It's not up to you if you get in a relationship. Let me just say that. It's not up to your parents. It's not up to the girls. Well, they're the ones who reject you. Stop asking girls out. Stop. I'm literally tired of it, right? I'm tired of rejection. I'm tired of bullshit. And I'm tired of excuses, right? And I asked them, oh, I think you're really whatever, right? And then they usually give me the same stupid bullshit answer. Now a lot of you guys are like, man, dude, like, maybe just, I feel like every single, and this is so true, majority of girls that I approach always reject me. Why? Because it's not my choice. It's God's choice. Remember that. Being in a relationship is very respected, right? I see a lot of girls. They choose these high value guys. I was looking at a girl I used to go to high school with. I was looking at her Instagram. I was looking at the guy she was dating, right? They go date these guys, right? And what do they offer? Oh, you get me. What? Didn't go to college. They don't have. They're not offering you anything. Who knows? Maybe they don't have a job. So, and this is when I talk about like men when they go in a relationship, right? And I'll see this so many times with my friends, and I see it with my friends. Majority of my friends, this is how I see them. Men, they go to work. Go to work, come back home. Go to work, come back home. Go to work. Right. Now, some of my friends don't go to the gym, some of them do, but besides the point. I had a friend of mine, Wyatt. I hope he's not subscribed because I'm going to talk about him. He used to go to the gym. Got off weed. And what happened? What ended up happening was he dated this girl. This girl that he dated, I feel like brought him down. Stopped going to the gym. Started smoking weed. Started doing edibles. Started drinking. Eating like garbage. I saw him on New Year's. Could not believe the man he became. Not a man. Can't believe who he was. What he was. What he is. Stopped everything. Bodybuilding. Gear. So, as men, when you guys look for a woman, which I think you guys should stop looking for a woman. I've learned this. Women in their 20s up to 30s have no idea what they want. This is what I've seen. This is what I've heard. This is what I've seen, read, watched. I see it happen every day. I hear it happen every day. And I've talked to girls, so this is my opinion. You can choose to listen to it or not. Totally up to you. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. All right. But besides the point, women have no idea what they want. They say women are more mature than men, yet I fear that's not the truth. I feel like it's not the truth. Everybody's like, oh, women mature faster than men. Well, they really don't, because 20 to 30, all they want to do is either get railed, all right, which is true. Speaking of myself, truth, what I've seen. Get railed. There are very few women out there who want a serious relationship. Very few. They either want to get real, they want to date for fun, so just mess around, one night stands, or they just want to date for money. And that's it. And a lot of men go out, waste their money. First date, second date, third date. And this is why I get rejected 99% of the time. 100% of the time. Because I go and I say this. Hey, I think you're very cute. I was wondering if I could get your Instagram. Very direct, straight to the point, bold, done, boom. I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to waste 3 months of my time to talk to you, to go out once. And everybody thinks my approach is wrong. Because everybody's like, oh, you should start out slow. Bro, I don't have time to invest for 3 months to go out once. To me, that's a waste of time. To me, a month is a waste of time. I want to get to know you in person. I don't want to text you at all. I want to get to know you in person. Or else, what's the first date really about? You know, like I don't think it's I don't know. For me, guys, I'm very traditional and I'm very old school and I'm very, I'll provide and whatever, but to me, a woman has to give me something in return. Number one, a lot of you guys make, man, what do you look for in a girl? Me? So I look for goals, values. So I need to see values. If I don't see values, I'm not even going to waste my time with that. If I don't see goals, done. You need to know where you're going in life. Are you faithful? Have you found God? If not, right? Now, a lot of you guys like, well, you can help them find God. Well, you can and you can't. I believe faith is your own journey. If you don't find God, I could help you find God, but I don't want that to be my responsibility. That should be your responsibility, right? When you found it, then you're good. So faith, goals, aspiration, ambition, discipline, and that's it. That's all I look for. So she has to go to the gym. If she does not go to the gym, I can't date her because we don't understand each other to that point already. Number one. Number two, these are not in any specific order, but God, if she is not faithful, she's not loyal. I'm just gonna say that. Okay? If she ain't faithful, she ain't loyal. Okay, let that sink in, gentlemen. Another thing, values. Does she have values? What are values? For me, values are ambition. You have to be ambitious, right? You can't just be like, oh, what? You get me. The fuck? You get me? What do you bring to the table? Oh, this. No, bro. If all you think I'm dating for is for you, no. When I look for a girl, I look for somebody who is emotionally stable. And that's what I think is really difficult to find. Girls who are emotionally stable, who can control their emotions, right? A lot of women are emotionally unstable. They let their emotions. I see it with my sister, very bipolar. They're like freaking out over anything. So emotionally unstable, emotionally aware, understand what's going on, very alert, wise. Again, wisdom comes with age, which is true. Somebody who's not just looking for a relationship just for sex. Okay, that's a problem. Somebody who's willing to wait till marriage. Somebody who's willing to go to church with me. Somebody who doesn't care about money, but cares about what's in here. A lot of you guys may be like, well, dude, why do you say that? It's not because I don't have money. I have money, but I don't feel like this should be the center of a relationship. If this is all that's center of a relationship, get it out. Nope, that's it. So, and this is what I talk about, like being alone, you know, men, there's a lot of benefits to being alone. You save money. Relationships are expensive. Very true. Rings, necklaces, Valentine's Day, her birthday, Christmas, Easter, all these, which, you're spending maybe, who knows, 2-3 bands a year, maybe a little more. Dates, restaurants, nice restaurants, bougie restaurants, anniversary, 1 month anniversary, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, a year, 2 years, whatever they may be, flight trips, this, that, hotel, rental car. So, that's another thing, expense. So, number one. So, I'm gonna say this. I don't, personally for me, I don't care. I'll spend any type of money on the right girl, but the right girl. Not the girl who's gonna use me. The right woman. The woman of my dreams. Okay? And God knows. God knows what I want. God knows what I need, right? So it's all up to him, right? If he thinks that I should be alone, well, then you know what the destiny is, guys, to be alone. And that's okay. Literally, if I always ask him this, and I don't think he's ever going to tell me because he doesn't, God, he's all knowing and all powerful, and he knows when the right time is to tell me. Or he might never tell me because he doesn't let me know. So that's just okay. Because God knows what's best for me. If God wants me to have a relationship, he'll let me be in a relationship, right? If God does not want me in a relationship because for some reason he thinks that being alone is better, which I personally think for me in this moment of time, or maybe forever it might be the best solution, then he's going to let me be alone, right? And that's another thing too. So I'll say that as well. What else? Understanding, guys, being alone is amazing because you build mental clarity like nothing else. And so another thing, guys, don't lower your standards, right? A lot of girls, I see this on social media too many times. Oh, guys have too high standards. But you guys want a guy who's 6 foot who's making $500,000 a year. Shut the fuck up, right? What girls want? I need a guy who's 6 foot. Shut the fuck up. Genuinely though, please. You can have your standards, and I think that's just fine and respectable. But you also have to be realistic, right? For me, I want a woman who goes to the gym. I want a woman who understands me. A lot of you guys, if you guys ask me, what do you look for in a woman? Like, gym, right? Who understands me, who's faithful, who's loyal, right? Ambitious, inspiring. Boom. Who doesn't smoke, who doesn't drink, who doesn't eat junk food, right? Now, a lot of you guys would be like, okay, notice how I didn't say, I want a model. I don't want a model. I want a woman who gets me, who's faithful, who works out, who's fit, who doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. That, tattoos, I don't really care. Preferably no, but if she has them, I don't mind. No piercings. I'm not a big piercings guy. Dresses modestly. So doesn't dress, working out at the gym's a different story, but when we go out in public, she dresses, like, she can dress nice, but I mean, don't go around in booty shorts and like your boobs hanging out, you know what I mean? So, I don't really have a preference on race, on hair color, on eye color. I don't really have a preference on that. I feel like as long as she has values, faith, and goes to the gym and is pretty healthy, I don't care about anything else. That's it. Now, my mistake was dating girls at the lowest standards because I just wanted to be in a relationship. And I feel like that was my mistake. So I'm never going to do that ever again after the last relationship I was in, which was atrocious. So a lot of you guys are going to be like, sorry, I'm getting a little tired. I got to go eat my last meal right now. But that's why I advocate the gym. So, number one, guys, understand that you're never alone. because God's always with you. It doesn't matter if you guys believe or don't believe, God is always with you. All right. So understand that, number one. So you're never alone. Emotionally, you might be alone. Mentally, you might be alone. But spiritually, you're never alone. Right? And I know a lot of these, it's hard, bro, dude. Like, I understand. But remember, guys, you know, every cargo ship eventually makes it past the big storm. And, you know, I'm here, right? You know, if you guys need to talk, right? Hit me up on Instagram, Tommy _ aesthetics. Hit me up. I'm there. All right. And hit me up. You know, genuinely, like, I'm free to talk. Like, I'm open. I just want you guys to know that. And just be yourself, guys. And a lot of you guys be like, man, dude, like, just pray. I prayed every day for God to give me peace by myself. And I'm at peace. Now, am I happy? Well, I would say yes, and like I said, really, usually never. There are moments in my life where I'm happy, but there are moments in my life where I'm very sad, depressed, you know, angry. Well, I'm always angry, but I try to put a smile on my face and go through the days. But it is just that. Just that. It literally is just that. Understanding that moment. And that's why I advocate. Gym's always been there for me. Always been there for me. And, you know, you guys might think I'm crazy. I'm insane. I really am not. I really am just me. And I am just a crazy guy who lives like an insane guy. Who's crazy and doesn't care about what people think and doesn't care about what people say. So with that in mind, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go because I gotta go eat and then I gotta hit the snoozer because I gotta go to bed. So I will catch you guys soon. Alright, I just wanted to make this video because I feel like it's very important for you guys. Alright, anywho, peace, God bless, love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.